Hi everybody, I'm Paddy Hunter-Murphy, and this is the Senior Pickleball Tips Podcast, where we discuss everything pickleball as it relates to us seniors. Hi everyone. Right, well, we're going to be looking at advanced beginners rating about 2.5. We're looking at the 10 shots, and I have with me the wonderful Jeff Gem from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Coach Jeff. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us again.
Glad to be here. Love doing this.
Great. Wow, we love having you. Now, so let's look at the advanced beginner and let's look at the serve that advanced beginners should be looking at. So when you teach advanced beginners, people who have moved on from new beginner to advanced beginner, what are you looking at, Jeff, for the serve?
Very much the same. We talked about in the beginner serve of giving them the option of doing a drop serve or a simple volley serve. As a 2.0 to 2.5 player, I'm still giving them that same option, but I'm starting to really hone in on where the ball is going as opposed to just going over the net. So we're starting to look at that process of how they get to serve a little deeper, maybe getting the serve a little higher and keeping their opponent back on the baseline. So we start talking more strategy with 2.0 and 2.5 players.
And I think as people realize more and more and get into pickleball, they realize that a deep serve and a deep return are really useful. Right, let's just look at this deep serve. If you're an advanced beginner, and let's say, how many serves should you be aiming to try and get in relatively deep? Let's say in the second half of the deeper half of the service box, sort of, I don't know, 8 out of 10 or something like that. Should you be aiming?
I would say 8 out of 10. One of the things we will do when we talk to advanced beginners, again, we will do the same thing with beginners, is I will be moving them up until I get them to serve in the back half of that, back half of the box.
Yeah. As
soon as I get them to do that, I'm going to slowly move them back and just ask them to add a little more legs, a little more core into it, so that serve is repeatable. Then I'll move them back another step or two until we get them back to the baseline. But I want them to get the feel of seeing that ball going across the net and actually landing back there within the back third of the court.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're aiming for.
And I suppose what we're looking at with this serve for advanced beginners is as much consistency as you can give it, and if you can make it deep, that's a bonus, isn't it? Really?
Right. It's probably half and half of that. As we get into more and more advanced, we're taking more and more risks, actually. But at the advanced level, this is where I start actually doing an instructional ladder league with them, and I will match them up with other people, and we'll actually play out a game. But this is what I'll be stopping them and coaching them on. Hey, that serve was very shallow, which brought your opponent up. So yes, we will be looking at getting it in, being consistent, but we really want to focus on that deep thing too.
Fantastic. Let's move on to we're sticking with advanced beginners, the return of serve. Now, something that I say quite a lot, a bit controversial, is that the return of serve is the most important shot in pickleball. This is what I say. May not be, but that's something that I personally think. So looking at the return of serve for advanced beginners, again, are we looking at deep, aren't we, Jeff?
We are, and you are absolutely correct. I don't know of any coach I would talk to that wouldn't agree that the return of serve is the most important thing. If you miss up the serve, you didn't lose any points, you lost the ability to get a point. If you hit the serve back into the net or hit it deep or hit it wide, you've lost the point. So I can't imagine what more important shot there would be than the return of serve. And again, we're looking at, if the server does his or her job, it makes the return of serve that much harder, especially for a 2.0, 2.5 player. So we really focus on, I will stand at the non-volley zone and hit deep shots to them and make them hit it over my head and land it in bounds, because that's what we're focusing on, a deep return.
Yeah. And I know folks were using this word deep a lot, but it is so important. Let's look at the third shot now. I've served the ball, shot comes back, I have to let it bounce, and I've got my third shot. I'm an advanced beginner. What are we looking at there, Jeff?
I'm still looking at drive. The reason is with these paddles, with the power paddles, and the people that are coming in from tennis and the younger players, they want to drive the ball. You and I have talked about this before that a drop shot is a harder shot to do. So I really don't mess a lot with the drop shot unless I get somebody who's really advanced in my class. I don't know if you've heard the name drip. That's a lot of times what I'll use. Not a true drop shot, but a drip, which is a hybrid between a drop shot and a drive.
Okay.
So I will start instilling that drip shot so that it's still pretty linear, still pretty flat, but it is high enough to get across the net and low enough so that what I'm looking for from a 2.5 player is somebody to hit that shot and have their opponent drop their paddle below the net. If they're doing that, my partner and I, as 2.5 players, can move in and we can start moving up. If we can't, then we can't do that.
But what do you think about the feeling? This is something I think is correct, is that you're an advanced beginner. The third shot drop is a difficult shot. Okay, let's just put it out there. But to try it, to give it a go every now and again, so that if you're looking to move up another couple of ratings, don't just suddenly think, oh, I'm a 3.5, maybe I should start a third shot drop. Is that something that you would say to people? You in recreational play, certainly give it a go. Don't leave it out completely.
Right. One of my focuses on is when we're playing recreationally, we're playing as friends, number one. Number two, we're playing to try to get better. Nobody's out there with a whip or a gun that's going to shoot you or whip you if you don't get the ball in. So let's try those shots so that when and if we do go to tournaments, or if we get into a league, or if we get into a ladder league or something like that, that we have those shots available where we can call on them. So recreational play is just that. I'm a competitive person. I want to win all the time. But winning to me is making sure I'm advancing and I'm getting better. Does that mean if I have some failures in there, I'm still getting better? Absolutely. You have to crawl before you can walk. So I'm all for them experimenting with those things. Yes, sir.
And if we take my example, I've been playing pickleball just under 2 years. I found the third shot drop quite difficult, so I gave it a go. I haven't mastered it yet, still. And I found, it's hard to sort of show this on a podcast or a video sitting at a desk, but I found that if you put the paddle in front of you, if you get behind the ball and you have the paddle low, sort of facing the ground, and you put it in front of you and you direct the paddle straight ahead, I found that really helped. When someone showed me that, I thought, wow. And they were telling me, especially, at this kind of level, advanced beginner, just get it up high and just get it over the net. Don't worry about too much more. And I found that technique really helped me.
Right. One of the things I will tell people when they're warming up and they're trying that third shot drop, hit it high on purpose. Hit it high so that you get the feeling of success getting it over the net. And after you hit about 5 shots like that, then start bringing it down. Get a little lower, little lower, little lower until you feel comfortable where that ball is landing. And the other thing I would add to that, Paddy, is you want to, in a drop shot, you want to catch it on a descending line, which means when we tell people to take dinks and take other things, we want them to hit it at apex. But for the third shot drop, we want you to get it to apex. And then just as it starts to fall, that's going to be our best opportunity to hit a nice little drop shot.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I wonder if that might be going into the intermediate rating. Don't ignore it. Give it a bit of a try. And even if it doesn't work, keep trying every now and again, not all the time. What we're looking at now is advanced beginners, the forehand drive, or just the forehand. What are you saying to your advanced beginners about the forehand, Jeff?
Okay, well, I'm starting, if they're, as beginners, they're just getting the fundamental down of hitting it across the net. As advanced beginners, I found out if I say to somebody, hit to their backhand, that's too much of an area. When you play golf, Paddy, if you play golf, when we're learning to putt, the hole is 3.5 inches around. I don't say aim for the hole. I say aim for a specific part of the hole. Aim for the dead middle of the hole, or the outside right edge or the outside left edge. So if you make things smaller, you usually have better success. Overhitting is the biggest mistake. Beginners, advanced beginners, low intermediates, 4-0s, 4-5s. We all make this mistake far too many times. We try to hit the ball too hard. Hitting it hard isn't as important as hitting it where. So we always say placement over power. So that's my basic strategy for advanced beginners. I want you to be able to hit a spot when you need to hit that spot.
Okay, absolutely correct. And I love the placement over power, because we're seniors. And guys, this is our game. This is where we can come good, even at the advanced beginner stage. So placement over power, and you're going to hear that a lot from Jeff and me and other coaches all the time, especially, the older you get. I think that's absolutely brilliant. But I mean, the forehand drive is still most people's main shot, isn't it? It's quite easy most of the time, sort of run around it a little bit and hit it on the forehand, and that's absolutely fine at this level, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's very few people I've ever come in contact with who are advanced beginners whose backhand is as strong as their forehand. So if it's coming right at you and you can slide to your left or right and keep it on your dominant side, I would always do that, especially if your partner understands that if you're leaning out towards the edge of one of the lines, that he or she has to come over and maybe take the middle and protect that shot when you go to take that forehand shot. And I think that's an important part of the strategy we want to start teaching advanced beginners too, is to make sure if your partner is in trouble, or if they have to go off the court or something, you get in position. You don't just stand there and watch it all unfold as somebody hits it right back where you should be to begin with. So we start really talking about strategy here.
Because you're an advanced beginner, you're not a beginner anymore. You're an advanced beginner, so you should be able to be placing them a little bit. You should be able to keep your rallies going, and the forehand shot is your main shot, really.
And this would apply to the backhand, which we're going to get into here pretty soon. I'm starting now to dial the shots down a little bit. As beginners, I'm giving them leeway to get a little more of a loopy shot, just so that they get it over the net. We still want to do that with advanced beginners, and I will tell advanced beginners, look, hit it high to begin with. When you're doing warm-ups, hit it high to give yourself a chance at success. I want you to feel successful getting it over the net. But then as you get 7 or 8 shots and they're all well over the net, let's start bringing it down. Let's start bringing it a little lower, until you get comfortable with your shots. And does that mean 1 foot over the net, or does that mean 3 feet over the net? It depends on the player, but we're going to start trying to get a little more flatter shots in the advanced beginner.
Absolutely correct. I just want to take a minute to tell you about seniorpickleballtips.com. Are you frustrated that your pickleball game just isn't improving? Tired of endless YouTube scrolling, confusing advice, and feeling like you're stuck at the same level? You're not alone. Seniorpickleballtips.com is here to help you change that. It's built specifically for senior players from beginner all the way to 4.0, with a clear step-by-step skill roadmap to help you get to the next level, structured lessons with blogs, videos and podcasts, and an easy to search library so you're never left wondering what to work on next. And best of all, you're never doing it alone. Our community forum is full of welcoming, supportive players just like you, cheering each other on, helping each other with advice, suggestions and tips, sharing real progress, and very importantly, having a lot of fun along the way. Join us at seniorpickleballtips.com and take the guesswork out of getting better and having fun on the pickleball court. That next level you've been chasing, it's closer than you think. So please go to seniorpickleballtips.com and check us out. Thank you. Now, let's get back to the podcast. So let's move on. And I'm purposefully not saying necessarily backhand drive, because I mean, for advanced beginners, it may not be a drive. A backhand can be quite tricky. So I suppose it's just get it back and try and place it if you can. Is that where we're looking at here for advanced beginners?
Yeah, I think so. Backhand is, I categorize all shots into four things. It's either a failure because you hit in the net or hit it out of bounds. You have success, you get it over the net. You have good success, you get it over the net with some spin on it. Great success, over the net with spin to someone's backhand. So there's four different categories that I teach with. And so but advanced beginners, I want you to get it over the net. I want you to keep it a little lower than a beginner would keep it, so that you don't tempt somebody to hit an overhead smash on you. But yes, it's getting it over the nets first. I always allow people, I don't like to teach a two-handed backhand. It's not a bad, it's a good shot to have, but you cut down on your ability to reach that with a two-handed backhand because your arms only go a certain way. Whereas you can step forward, you can step across if you're right-handed or left-handed and get to a single-handed backhand. So I really try to teach using that single-handed backhand. So we talked about earlier, Paddy, not letting the paddle go out of our peripheral vision. This is true of beginners, and it's also true of advanced beginners. It stops that paddle from going back too far, because that's one of the problems we have with advanced beginners, is they bring their paddle all the way back around their body, and now they have to, you used the word swipe earlier, now they have to use a swipe. They have to come across their body to make success. Whereas if we have their stop hand right here and the paddle hits that stop hand, we can also push the ball, which is what we're trying to do. And by pushing the ball, you're going to get a much better result.
I think that's so key and worth repeating in that, on this backhand, you're now an advanced beginner. You're not a mere beginner. You're an advanced beginner. You should be able to just get it back on your backhand. If you can place it a little bit, that's fantastic. If you have a natural two-handed backhand, then okay. If it's natural and you feel good about it, then yeah, go with that. Go with the flow. But absolutely right, get it back, and if you can place it, that's even better. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to the volley. We're still with advanced beginners, 2.5, and the volley. I suppose now, as an advanced beginner, you should be looking at not just getting it back, but placing it a bit better.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and again, it's a progression. When we teach beginners, we're teaching hand placement. We're teaching how you can move the ball around a little bit as beginners. That's going to be magnified as advanced beginners. And a lot of it has to do now, we're really focusing on footwork. If you would ask 100 coaches what the primary cause of bad shots are, and this would be any shot out there, 95 of them should be answering footwork, because we, as beginners, I really start honing in on their footwork, making sure that their feet are behind the ball. We always have to lunge for something once in a while, but if I can get somebody to move their feet so that their paddle is right in front of one of their feet, and we can keep that ball out in front of us, we're going to have much more success. They're going to get better quicker. So That's what I'm looking for. And the same thing with a volley. If we're hitting the volley and our paddle is out here, we talked about peripheral vision, Paddy.
On the forehand.
Outside of our peripheral, yes, on a forehand or backhand. We want to keep that paddle in front of us so that we can push the ball as opposed to swipe the ball. I like the term swipe. I'm going to steal that from you. But I don't, we talk about fanning the ball, but swiping is probably as good a term as I've heard. So we want to be able to move that ball forward. And as we're pushing it, it doesn't take much to just change the angle of where we're pushing. Whereas a swipe, it depends totally on timing. With a push, we take timing out of that. All we're doing is angling our hand, which is going to be a reflection of our paddle, to where we want the ball to go.
Absolutely brilliant. So in terms of that volley for advanced beginners, we're still not looking, guys, at you, how can I put it, really attacking it, not yet, because if you do that, okay, you may get 1 in 4, 1 in 5, but within the context of a game, it's not going to be efficient. So it's just push it back and place it. Obviously, if one pops up and you want to give it a go, then give it a go, because, we're here to have fun. But generally speaking, focus on getting to it, pushing it and placing it on the volley. Absolutely brilliant. And also, I suppose, let's not forget, we're still looking at maybe 70% of the volleys on the backhand, aren't we?
Absolutely. The more you can go to someone's backhand, it just magnifies your ability to get a point. It does.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Let's move on. Advanced beginners 2.5. We're looking at the dink.
The same thing with the volley, same thing with the backhand and forehand shots. We're looking more at placement now. We also start talking about where it should land in the kitchen with advanced beginners. The deeper you can get that dink down towards their shoelaces, the harder it is for them, because again, we're so close to each other. We want to make them make split-second decisions, and some of those decisions are going to be wrong. So if I can hit it cross court to somebody right at their shoelaces on a dink, then that's gonna magnify my ability to cause a pop-up for either me or my partner.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And also, don't forget, we talk about geometry and mathematics. Any mathematics teachers out there, you got an advantage, trust me. And one thing is, when you're doing this dink cross court, the net is a little lower in the middle, 1.5, 2 inches lower, which you may not realize because some nets are all a bit different. So that makes a big difference. So, as an advanced beginner, dinking cross court, it's going to be so much more doable.
Right. Well, the thing is, if you watch the pros, and the more I watch the pros, I thought when I first started playing, let's keep it low. Let's try to skim the top of the net. I mean, let's try to knock the dime off the top of the net and keep it that low. When I look at the pros, they don't have that issue. They hit it relatively high, but a lot of times those relatively high shots are cross court. So that's the beauty of hitting it cross court, is it has time to dip and stay out of their reach. So that's why I really like to see cross court dinking. Another thing is, we're going to start talking about placement and what not to do. And some people get in dinking battles and they're hitting the ball at the exact same place over and over and over and over and over again. And as advanced beginners, I don't want to see you hit a dink any more than twice to the same place. Let's move things around. The way we get people to make miss shots is we get their footwork all jumbled up. So we want to make them move. Anytime we can make a player move, the chances of them not making a great shot are amplified. So if I'm hitting it to a place and that my opponent knows exactly where I'm going to hit it to, they can place their feet right there, and that gives them an advantage to be aggressive back at us. So you've got to keep it moving around.
That is such good advice. And you know something? I need to take that advice. I get into a dink battle and I just think I'm gonna do this 100 times and they're gonna do it 99 times and I'm gonna win this. But you are right, and I'm gonna bring that into my game. So that is very, very helpful. Now on the dink with advanced beginners, what are we looking at with the backhand? Are we looking at starting backhands yet, or are we still running around it?
I'm still, I mean, even as beginners, I don't want people to shy away from them. I want people to get a semblance of how it feels to hit a successful backhand dink. As an advanced beginner, you can't run around your backhand near as much because the other advanced beginners are starting to hit targets too. So if I'm putting those discs out, my advanced beginners know exactly where they're expected to hit that shot. And if they do hit that shot successfully, 8 out of 10 times, you're going to have to know how to hit that back on backhands. Now, what I do suggest on backhands instead of trying to go so wide, is just to open your paddle face a little bit and just lift it over the net and put it back in the middle. I don't want them to be put in a position where they hit it right at their feet. I want them to hit it back over the middle and put it back to their backhand. So when they're going across court like this and they're trying to hit these superb angles, sometimes that works well. As an advanced player, I can do that a little better than advanced beginners and intermediate players. But if I'm stretching with my backhand, if I'm out of balance, I'm putting it in the middle. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just dropping it in the middle. And again, we talk about angles in geometry. There are two different angles. The angles that you use to hit cross court, those are horizontal angles. We have vertical angles also. Vertical angles come into play when we have that net there. That net becomes our bestest buddy if we can keep it low and we can pull people in close to the net. It's not attackable that way. If they have to stretch their backhand, I'm telling them, just flip it over, get it in the middle, and keep it close to the net. And that gives you time to get back into position, and it makes the ball unattackable for your opponent.
Brilliant. So for advanced beginners, you're looking at the dink, give the backhand a go, but your forehand is probably still your more consistent part of dinking. The thing about pickleball, don't be scared to give things a go. Just don't do the same thing over and over and over again. Try different techniques, try the backhand, give it a go. Absolutely great stuff. Right, we're still with advanced beginners, 2.5. Let's be looking at the lob. Is this a shot that advanced beginners ought to be really focusing on?
Not focusing on, but once in a while, it's nice to give that a try. What I'm looking for in a lob is I don't want people to be out of balance in a lob. So if your footwork is good, if the ball is in the correct place, and typically it would be on your forehand side, and it's dropping after a dink, the dink is either bounced or you're taking it out of the air and it's falling down on your paddle. I'm saying, if both are up at the line, especially, and here's something I start making advanced beginners and intermediates aware of, is spatial awareness of where the opponent, are they leaning in towards the non-volley zone, which they should be. And if they are, that's an extra step that you can take right there. So when you hit a lob, they're already leaning in. To get to the ball, they have to lean back and then turn and then run. So we're adding an extra timing issue in there that is against them and is for us. So if you get somebody that's constantly leaning in and you watch that, I would try some lobs. Number one, even if it's unsuccessful, Paddy, it gets in their brain that you're going to try that once in a while, and then they're not leaning in as much. And when they're not leaning in as much, they're not hitting as crisp angles. So
absolutely.
It's like a baseball pitcher throwing rush back pitches to that guy who hits fastballs. You throw it inside, little chin music up there, get them to think, hey, get them off that plate so that you have a more of an advantage. It's the same thing.
Don't talk baseball to me. I'm an Englishman.
Okay, I forgot.
I'll talk cricket to you if you really want me to, but let's not go there. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Right, advanced beginners, the smash. So the ball's in the air. What are you looking
I'm still going the same thing as we talked about with beginners. I'm still talking about that high five move. I just think it's the most successful one they have. Is if you can. Now this is a timing issue also. The high five move I use a lot when somebody is trying to lob over me. I know they're going to lob over me. I get a step or two back, and I don't have to go any further back to get the ball. It's right here in front of me. I'm just pressing my hand down, and I'm going to whack it. So that's good strategy for me. So the lobs that we're encountering are inside play, and in most cases, you've got an 18-foot ceiling or even lower sometimes. So you aren't going to have as much of a chance to, I'm sure in tennis, we talk about the same thing where we're scratching the back of our head. I'm a former volleyball player, so what I was always taught to do is take my non-dominant hand, point up to where the ball is. That's the same thing I teach pickleball. So if they get it up high enough where you can get under it and you really want to put some mustard on it, try that volleyball thing. Track that ball with your hand Especially if you're indoors. If you're in the lights or you have sunlight above you right there, you can actually block out the sun with that non-dominant hand. Back of your comb the back of your hair and bring it across, and make sure it comes across your body. You don't want it going straight down. You want it coming across your body.
Yeah, I mean, as a tennis player, I was taught to point at the ball and sort of point at it, and I do that. So and you get that motion. But I think we got to look at this high five smash, if you want to, which I think is a really good way of describing it, Jeff. But I suppose as an advanced beginner pickleball player, you don't want to be trying to knock the skin off the ball, do you? You just need to, how can I put it, firmly hit it down. Would that be a way to put it?
Okay. Down is more important than hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hitting it down. I don't know how many points I've gotten by hitting a hard shot pretty much straight down. It bounces so high that it really flummoxes the opponents. Unless you're hitting angles, and I've gotten, as I got better, I started daring myself to get more and more, because I was very predictable. Paddy, I wanted the ball to be in, so I would hit it down the middle a lot, and everybody's like, "Oh, Jeff's going to hit a smash." I bet I know where it's going. They go to the middle and they'd return it. So obviously you have to get away from that when you start climbing the ladder. But then I started hitting cross court wins, and now I feel a lot more confident about doing that. So I would tell, you talked about telling people to experiment, have fun with it. Have fun with it. Go cross court. The further out you go, even if somebody gets to it, they're going to be off the grid. They have one person protecting 20 feet of line, and it gives you the advantage. And
that reminds you of another thing with this high five smash, which I think is a great way of describing it, Jeff, is the ball's up in the air, you go, right, I got this. Okay, A, you don't have to knock the skin out of it. And secondly, you don't actually have to win the point off that smash. We're talking about, again, you're going to hear this time and time, placement over power. If you're placing it, if they do get it back, they're going to get it back not that great, and you can probably win the point on the next shot. So don't think you absolutely have to nail it on the smash. And as seniors, we got to be a little careful with this shot. We can't just completely go for it. So I love that high five smash. I think that's a really, really good way. Brilliant. Well, we're doing so well, advanced beginners 2.5. We're moving on to the last shot now, which is the reset shot. A lot of people think, I think this, Paddy thinks this, the most difficult shot in pickleball. Where are we with the reset shot as it affects advanced beginners, Jeff?
Okay, so we talked about this with beginners, but I'm really doing the slinky drill with advanced beginners. I want them to feel comfortable being in that in that transition zone. We used to teach after a serve, return and run, but that's not the case a lot of times. If you hit a bad return, you don't want to be running into the teeth of the lion as they come up and cream it right at you or your partner. So a lot of times we're going to have to play from that transition zone. So one of the big things is I want to keep it simple. That KISS acronym, keep it simple. I use keep it simple student instead of stupid. So keep it simple, student. Point your paddle down. Keep your paddle tip down to the ground. And all you're trying to do is push with your little bit with your legs and your shoulder. And all you're trying to do is get it over the net. I don't want you worrying about spin. I don't want you to worrying about height as much. I want you worrying about getting it over the net. If it goes into the net, you're dead. It's gone. The point's over. Get it over the net. As you get that feeling, as you start to get that feeling, you will start dialing it in a little bit better. And it depends on you really want to watch your paddle angle. If it's out of the air, if it's a reset out of the air, then that's one thing. It's easier to reset it out of the air. And as we get into intermediates, we're going to be talking about being aggressive with that out of the air reset. But at this point in time, a reset, we're just looking at getting it over the net, landing it in the kitchen if possible, is the ultimate goal. The secondary goal would be just to get it to the point where their paddle dips below the net. It doesn't mean they can't attack, but the attack is going to be a lot softer because they're going to be hitting up on the ball. And unless they put a lot of top spin on it or something, a lot of times it'll go out or it'll go up high. So the success is getting it over the net and seeing their paddle dip below the net. If you can land it in the kitchen, all the better.
Yeah, I think that slinky drill is brilliant because you're starting with a dink close to the net. Yeah, and then your dink shot, which is sort of you keep your elbow fairly firm and it all's coming from your shoulder, and then you step back and you try it, and you step back and you step back, and that slinky exercise, that drill is very, very good, and I think I would suggest that to everyone.
Now, the other thing, Paddy, I will tell you is we will start doing the slinky from the other side too. So getting the resets to go over there, because ultimately, anytime you're hitting cross court, you're giving yourself extra time, you're giving yourself extra ability to do that. So as advanced beginners, I'm starting to talk about hitting resets cross court, because that's going to give you more time and your partner more time to get up to the net. So we'll do the slinky as a cross court drill also.
Yeah, I mean, when I started playing pickleball, I suppose I was about a 2.5 coming from 50 years of tennis. And I found this shot very difficult. I haven't mastered it yet. But what I say to myself is, when you're in a rec game, don't just drive it all the time. It's very tempting, just drive, and you may win more games in rec play if you drive at this advanced beginner level. But, focus on, okay, I've got to try this shot. I may not get it right, but I've got to try in real action as opposed to only in a drill. Don't get me wrong, drills are extremely important, but in a rec play. So what I did is I just started, I'd go along to one particular session. I'll say, right, I'm going to really focus on my reset shot. And I even say to my, we did round robins and you have different partners. And I'd even say to my partner, look, I'm sorry, but every now and again, I'm going to try this reset shot. It's something I'm working on. It's something I have to really nail. And everyone's cool about it. And you may lose the game and it doesn't really matter. So I think that's pretty important too. Okay, guys. Well, look, advanced beginners. We've done the 10 shots. You've done the 10 shots with Jeff Gem and Paddy Hunter Murphy. And thank you so much for your time. I hope that's been helpful. Let us know if it has. And we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll catch you later.
Good luck on the court.
Thank you for listening to the Senior Pickleball Tips podcast, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Now remember, we've got the Facebook group, we've got the seniorpickleballtips.com website, so please head on there if you want to be more involved. It would be great to see you. Okay, my senior pickleball tips friends, paddle up, stay safe, and most importantly, have fun. Don't want to miss an episode? Then follow and subscribe to the Senior Pickleball Tips podcast. Find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Audible. Or even just ask Alexa. And please leave a rating and review. Okay, folks, we'll leave it there. See you on court. Bye for now.